If the partner, as a young child, kind of has a hole inside
Hmm.
themselves because their needs weren't met, and then here comes this narcissist who fills the hole,
Yes.
you don't want to give that up. You've been waiting for that your entire life.
Yes.
So you never want to give it up. Talk a little bit about, a narcissist. We've talked in prior interviews that we've had, has an internalized voice. How does that voice, I guess, play into the narcissist maintaining this emotional entrapment in the relationship?
Yeah. So what happens, there's, so there are a couple of voices that go on, right? So when
Hmm.
everything is going well in the relationship, there's the voice of like salvation, like perfection, amazing, wonderful. And you hear these, like when patients describe, or you even hear it on social media, like we had the most amazing week. My husband is the greatest at, right? He is the smartest person, right? So that's one voice. And that voice is the promise of salvation, right? That you are going to be so fulfilled finally in this relationship, but unfortunately, it never works that way because we need homeostasis. So you need another voice that comes in and balances this out. And that's the really critical punitive voice. And you typically hear this voice at moments of what? Devaluation, when you're devalued. Because remember, you said that's part of the cycle. It's not all, sunshine and roses. It just doesn't work that way. It's only a matter of time. So the other voice, so if someone decides or is thinking about getting out of that trap that you just described, what happens is they're not just losing the positive voice, right? So they're not just losing the fantasy, but that other voice now comes in, which is very critical and says things like, you cannot make it without this, or you can't, give up whatever the drug is or whatever the addiction is. You're worthless. You're meaningless. And this is what we call psychic helplessness. And this again is deeply rooted inside the personality. Because if you think about the caregiver, again, just going back in history, when a child doesn't have a capacity to make a dent in the caregiver's response to them, they begin to experience a sense of what we call psychic helplessness, right? Especially if you had a parent preoccupied, drug addiction, whatever it might be. You can't do whatever you do, whatever your expression of need is, it goes unmet. It's met with indifference, or sometimes it's even met with irritation.